Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action. I'm your host, Stefan Lako, and I am joined as always by Eric. And today we have Robbie joining us. Rumboyz Robbie, how the hell are you doing today, my man?
Yeah, what's going on, Dilly Dilly? Cheers to me, cheers to you. Shouts to the whole Ready Bet Action crew. You already know what time it is. Let's get some rum going.
Yeah, here you go. We've all got our drinks going. Eric, how are you doing? We cashed our crazy Norway and Croatia parlay, so that was nice.
Dude, I'm doing good. Like I'm ready to actually keep betting football. Like we were just talking before this how it's like it's going to be so nice when like the NHL and NBA start and we don't have to be given like future picks on a Tuesday night, like we can actually be making picks for those games like coming up. So I'm excited for that coming up soon. But hey, we got some fun stuff coming up for football. We're just going to give you some future stuff, not futures, but stuff to bet in the future.
But
In
Revs,
the
Bet
next
it
few
right
days
now.
for it. Yeah.
Revs,
Yeah.
big ups on hitting on that. But from
Yeah.
someone that has been to Croatia, like if you haven't gotten into the outside of U.S. territory, trust me,
Yeah.
Revs, do it.
No, Croatia's
Yes.
Croatia's awesome. Real quick, Robbie, tell us a little bit about what you guys do over at Rumboyz. I know you guys have a lot of. I mean, I was just checking out your YouTube page the other day after we met doing the Scott Fish Bowl, which was a lot of fun. And you guys have some great stuff up there. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are up to over there.
Yeah, Rumboyz Fantasy Network on YouTube and Twitch. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys already know the vibes. Uh, Monday through Thursday, we are fairly tamed. Giving you guys play-by-play whenever there's a game on, talking about bets, tracking your fantasy football rosters, advanced analytics, charting, all that good stuff. I am partnered with the homies over at FTN, and also Big Guy Fantasy Sports. But also Friday nights we get into that real degenerate action. We drink,
Yes.
Yes.
we may smoke a little bit, we may gamble a little bit, we may really just really interact with the chat and throw your comments up on the screen and really talk. So pull up with us, come vibe. Rumboy spell with a Z. You already know what it be. Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Robbie. Rumboyz.
There you go. There you have it. Yeah, no, definitely a lot of fun over there. And, the greatest thing about Friday nights is you get that crazy Pac-12 action. You get those weird games that just get nutty. And it's always fun to have a little action on those. But let's
Come on
real
the show
quick,
Friday. Come on the show
no,
Friday.
let's do it. I'm down.
I'm gonna
Let's
be
see
driving
though.
to Colorado for this. I'm gonna be driving to Colorado for this CU CSU game that night. But y'all should definitely have Stefan on.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll have you both on. We'll book it. Shoot me a DM. We got it.
Yeah. So real quick question for you, Robbie, because you are a Commanders fan. At what point in that game against Arizona did you start getting a little bit nervous that maybe you guys weren't going to get that W? Or were you never nervous?
See, and that's what I was about to say. You took the words
There we
right
go.
off. I actually wasn't nervous. One, from the betting standpoint, I know that we are on a betting podcast here. Shouts to the whole betting community. From a betting standpoint, I've been doing this long enough to where it ain't over until the fat lady sings. And that didn't happen in this case in that game. I didn't have a panic. I didn't have a worry. Our offense was clicking. It's a new ownership. Eric Bieniemy at holding the reins there for the offense. I know that we were shaking off, but not shaking off rust for the guys that are vets on the team, Terry McLaurin and et cetera. For them, it was maybe shaking off some rust. But that's a lot of new and a whole lot of new. I don't care that Arizona is not projected from a betting standpoint to win a single down game. What I'm concerned about is that is still an NFL team. So respectively, big respect to all the Arizona Cardinals fans. But we whooped that ass. All right, deal with it. Deal with it. I really thought I was going to come on here and be all nice the whole time.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was happening.
Holy shit! No, I had the Commanders were my survivor pool pick, and I was like, please tell me that I'm not going to get knocked out because they can't beat the Cardinals. I was like, this has got to happen. I didn't want to burn the Commanders. I know everyone's going to be picking against the Cardinals all year, but like you said, it's NFL teams. The Cardinals, like the chance of them going like 0-17, very unlikely. Like that doesn't happen really. Like they're going to win it. Like some people are going to get real upset when they pick a survivor against them or something. It's going to happen. So I was just glad it wasn't against
3. I have Arizona winning 3.
Yeah.
3. Yeah. Yes, then that's 3 teams that someone's going to pick and bet on and lose a lot of money because everyone's just going to bet against Arizona every single week. So I was glad. I was glad to see the Commanders pull that off.
Really quick, Eric. Eric, not only are you a smart man, but ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys are gonna be listening to the audio version. All right, but if you get to see this man on video, he's got the fresh CU Buffs hoodie on.
Yeah,
He's got the fresh fade. My man is looking like a fantasy football betting sex symbol. Okay,
That's amazing.
I will take all of that. Keep it coming, man. Yeah, dude. I'm just wearing my dude. I haven't been able to wear my Buffs gear on a consistent basis. Like in the 13 years that I've had my CU season tickets and graduated from the University of Colorado, like I finally get to wear it wherever I go. So I got the stickers on my car. I'm wearing my hats like every single day. I got my Buff stuff on right now.
it's me with the Commanders.
Yeah.
I get it. I feel it.
That's good. So Eric, at what point did you start getting nervous for your Broncos in that Raiders game?
Dude, I've been watching the same shit for 7 years from the Broncos now. I legit wasn't even nervous. Like, sorry to sound like a cynical, like, fair weather fan or whatever, but like, dude, I was just like, well, this is just what we've seen for 7 years. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the offense looked better, sure, I guess. Like, you only scored 16 points, but Russ did look better. But like, dude, I didn't walk away thinking like, oh, we're this better team this year. Like, dude, I've been seeing this for 7 years. And someone on Twitter, man, I wish I would have referenced this and captured this, but like, apparently this is one of like the worst 7 years in Broncos history. Like, they've never been on a run this bad. Like, they're one of the greatest franchises in the NFL, like statistically selling out season tickets, win totals, Super Bowls, and 7 years to go 7 years and to be having the exact same problem you've been having for 7 years. Dude, I'm going to get started and not going to stop. And like, honestly, I don't even get anxious because like, I'm like, well, this is just it. Like, this is what happens to us. Like, we just play a shit game. We get to the end and we screw it up somehow. Like, and granted, like if Will Lutz made an extra point and a field goal, we win that game. But whatever, man. That's always the excuse. There's always an excuse. He didn't. Yeah.
So you're understanding Atlanta sports fans is what you're saying.
Yeah. Exactly. Me and Atlanta
Braves fans, that was a direct shot at you.
No,
shout out to Mike Smith, our main listener.
Yeah, I gotta say too though, like there was like, as a Jags fan, there was a minute where I was getting a little nervous. I was like, if we lose to Anthony Robinson the first week of the year, like I'm done. Like I can't anymore. I can't do this anymore. Like this is
Richardson. Yeah. Like dude.
Oh my god.
Anthony Richardson is him. Like Anthony Richardson is Cam Newton 2.0.
But not in his first game. We can't lose to that Colts team. Not that first game. But I do want Anthony Richardson to succeed. I mean, it'll be crazy just because, like, from a passing production, passing profile, he does not. You wouldn't expect him to hit at all. Like, it's one of the worst passing profiles we've ever seen. Yet there's something about that athleticism. If he's in the right type of offense, I mean, it could be absolutely crazy. I know you're more the fantasy guy, but I'm looking at this as well from like a rushing props standpoint on a daily or on a weekly basis, or trying to get him into a DFS lineup because he was really freaking cheap last week and he put up 2 touchdowns. Like,
and really quick, like if I may, like I love that you kind of touched on that. Like there is so many perspectives to this NFL thing. There is the casual fan perspective. There is the betting perspective. There is the fantasy football perspective. I love that you touched on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Always understand who you are listening to and what you may or may not get.
That's right.
So we were just talking about how Stefan would fully admit that like the knowledge of defensive players is not nearly as high as his offensive players because of his fantasy football background. Like that is definitely like his wheelhouse.
Luckily, I played a little bit, so I'm good there. A little semi-pro in the blood. I'm good there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we you don't want me in an IDP league. We'll say that much because I got no knowledge of all those things. Real quick before we jump into our plays for the week, I'm curious though, since you are the fantasy expert, and I had so much J.K. Dobbins exposure. I mean, at the Scott Fish Bowl, you were there when I drafted J.K. Dobbins, and I was so pumped, and now he's gone. Who do I want? Do I want Justice Hill, or do I want Gus Edwards? Or do I just kiss it goodbye and I just wait for next year?
Justice Hill, I had the chance to sit down with the young man in 2019. Really great interview.
Nice.
We showed each other a lot of love. So it would be a miss for me to not, shout out my young bull. But at the same time, while I shout out my young bull, homie had a pair of touchdowns last week. We are not about to sit back and act like that. That did not happen. But we're also not about to sit back that the all-season headlines did not read that he was going to be utilized. And there was a chance that he was going to spell J.K. Dobbins either way. Remove the injury from the situation. I think that at least one of those touchdowns was still written into the script. It was still written into the playbook.
Yeah.
You can't convince me that Justice Hill can't be a guy. Gus Edwards I feel like the Ravens just keep him around as kind of like that morale, like, this is a locker room guy because he's been there forever and has never been the starter.
Forever.
That's right. That's true.
Forever. Like when Safe asked me that question before the show, he's like, "Oh, who should I go with?" I'm like, "Gus Edwards is still around." I mean, like, how is that? Like, have we been talking about him in fantasy football since like 2015? Like, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
No, Gus the Bus is still a thing.
Okay, so Justice Hill probably has more upside, is what you're telling me. All right, I lied. One more thing. I know you're a Jamar Chase dude. What the hell happened with Cincinnati? Do we need to be concerned? I'm not concerned at all. Cincinnati's still heavily favored next week. I think I saw that. We're not worried, right? Like, Joe Burrow's fine. Jamar Chase is fine. The offense is good. T. Higgins had 0 points. Like, come on. Are we worried?
I want to quote my boss from Big Guy Fantasy Sports, Bob Lung. You guys know Bob Lung, Fantasy Football Expo. Make sure you guys start getting ready for 2024 Expo because the Rumboyz are going to be in the building for sure. But other than that, I think that from what we discussed on Twitter Spaces tonight, he had mentioned, I've been playing fantasy football for 25, 30 plus years. One thing that I do know is that week one is just week one.
Mm-hmm.
So for my fantasy rosters that lost, I honestly don't give a fuck if I'm allowed to say that on there.
Yeah. I mean, you just did, so let's go.
Yeah, I just did. It kind of happened.
So many people so happy right there. It's like, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Like,
exactly. Like, I've been from the content creation standpoint. I've been in the industry 6 years. One thing I've learned is not care about week one. You care if your guys are gonna go hit the waiver wire. You're making one move, no more than two. You're literally only making one move in week one. And don't go and blow the whole load on your fab budget. From the betting standpoint, relax. You had no data heading into the season. These teams had 8 freaking months to prepare for each other. Yep. You should have been picking upset after upset after upset after upset. We can say that now that week one is done.
Unders. Just bet all the unders. Week one.
All the unders, exactly. So you already know it. And then we had what, across 8 different cities in the NFL, a whole monsoon hit.
That's
You're not getting a monsoon in 8 cities in 1 week.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, all the overreaction stuff. I think the biggest thing, that has kind of pissed me off in a way has been the overreaction. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to Steph, listen to Eric, and then you can give me a follow as well. These guys know what they're talking about. We know what we're talking about. There is still ROI to be made. You should have never blew your whole load in week one. If you still got some bankroll, we're good. Us three will make you some money.
Yeah,
I get it though. Like, I get people get excited. Like, you haven't been betting on anything for so long, and then all of a sudden you get to week one, you're like, let's go, let's just unload the bankroll, and it's like, dude, Robbie, we don't even know who teams are till week 4, week 5. Like,
we've been betting on French soccer, like French league soccer, Italian soccer. I mean, we've been making money. Don't get me wrong. It's been fun. Checking scores at 12 o'clock, like it's lunchtime, and I'm like sitting here trying to scroll and
I am the same. No, I was the same during the off season, and like it eventually reached a point where like it became nauseating. I did take like a 2-3 week like hiatus from my DK account, and now my DK account is like, oh my god, you're back. She took my money. She took my money Saturday night with the Adesanya loss, but it's okay. She took my money with the Wisconsin loss Saturday as well. But come Sunday, we ravaged, and then Monday we did it again on DFS.
Oh, that's good, dude. I can't do those single game slate DFS, man. So we'll have to have you on to break that down.
We'll have Robbie picking those lineups for us.
We need help on that because I struggle.
Hey, I'm still a free agent, you know.
Give us the main slate. But hey, why don't we get into some of our plays for the week? I'm going to start off with my first one because I kind of already teased it here. Commanders coming in to Denver. Give me the points. Listen, at no point was Robbie worried that Washington was going to lose because they're a good team. Eric, on the other hand, was nervous the entire time because Denver just disappoints. I think the wrong team is favored in this one. So I want Washington Commanders plus 3.5. You can get it at minus 115 over at DraftKings. Similar lines available. I wouldn't be surprised if this line moves. That's why we're giving it to you on a Tuesday night? Question mark. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. They'll hear this on a Wednesday though, or if we release a show tonight, they'll hear it tonight.
It'll be later tonight, but get it now because it's gonna move. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on it. And Robbie, I know you have a play on this one as well.
Am I allowed to take a shot before I get my? Can I take a shot while Eric gives his take?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Cheers to me, cheers to you. Ready, bet, action. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to this whole entire podcast, this whole channel. Love these guys.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Look. Do I think Denver? I think Denver wins this game. I really do. I think they look better. However, look, I said it earlier, which is I've been watching this shit for 7 years play out, and they'll win this by 2 points. And because it'll be tied going down, and they'll have to come down, and hopefully Will Lutz makes the field goal. And I think the plus 3.5 is a really safe number because this is how the Broncos, if they're going to win this year, it's going to win close games. So, or they're going to lose in a really disappointing fashion like we saw last week. So, either way, I'm betting against the Broncos. If they have anything more than a field goal, I think it's great. I think it's a great bet to bet against the Broncos. I really do. Until they show otherwise, we have 7 years of history. I don't care, different coaches, different people, whatever. 7 years of history showing us the Broncos cannot win in outright fashion. So I love it. Angry Broncos fan over here, just pissed off about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, all right. So obviously for the clips, make that the title right there. When you make that, your TikTok, your Instagram short, angry Broncos fan. But I personally don't think that it is an angry Broncos fan that's spitting facts to you guys. And this is coming from a Commanders fan. I think that this is a NFL take that is being provided to you from Eric. With that being said, it's stated from one great football mind to another, 62% of the bets are on Denver. Obviously, we know that the casual bettor is going to go out there and they're going to – what does the casual bettor always do? They go for money lines. They play pick'ems. Why? Because they're office little pick'em polls, and
that's right.
So they're going off of that. This what Eric is honestly teaching you guys from a game theory standpoint is actually accurate. While you have that extra 30%, 38% there on Washington, whether you're a freaking Broncos fan or not, at plus 145, clearly their smart money is there. 38% tells me that guys like Stefan, Eric, myself, some of the colleagues that we have worked with, that we have drafted in fantasy football with, that tells me that guys like us are playing that side. Forget that I'm a Commanders fan, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear this. Plus 145, you can take them to cover 3.5. It's a 38.5 over under. You can avoid the over under in this game and come out with a positive ROI. I really feel like that this is your ROI game of the week. I know that we have more that we're going to drop for you throughout the week, but right now on a Tuesday night, this is where the sharps are laying. This is where the sharks are in the water. There's blood, and we're all swimming around like some great whites.
Yeah, and I think too, you look at how Denver got beat last week, and it was a lot of quick passing. And I think Sam Howell, is with their run pass options, he's going to be able to get those talented wide receivers. We got the Jahan Dotson. We've got McLaurin. They're gonna eat. And I know Surtain is one of the best corners in the league, but they will find ways to isolate their talented players and get them the ball in space. And I think Washington just kind of eats away at this game. I kind of like the under as well, if I'm honest. But I don't like betting unders because that's no fun to watch. So just give me Washington at the point.
I like being accurate though, but I like being accurate.
Nothing. There's no like nothing gives me more anxiety than sweating an under. I hate sweating.
It's
unders.
not fun, but it's the right play a lot. Yeah, I totally get it. But well, should we stick with the?
You have one more in this game, right, Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie's got a pick for an anytime TD here that I think
it's the odds aren't released yet on the anytime TD.
They are not. I just looked.
I am going to feed you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna feed you guys anytime TD. I know that it's gonna be at plus money when this comes out. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a plus 300 or above. Jahan Dotson anytime TD. You put it on the banner. You put it on the screen for the fans. You put it on the screen for the viewers. If you're viewing the show, hit the like, hit the comment button section, hit the subscribe. If you disagree with me on this take, let me know. Let these boys know. I'll get at you in the comments. Jahan Dotson anytime TD. The next jersey I'm getting. I've already been dressed in the Commanders black because it's a funeral for every team that we're going up against.
There you go.
Jahan Dotson anytime TD. Commanders. Let's go.
Yeah, no, awesome. I like it. I'm wondering, Robbie, do you ever do the first touchdown score? Do you ever place those bets? Because I don't mind an anytime touchdown score, but I will never do the first touchdown in a game. It just seems so fluky to me. So
I'll say this. For someone that has a good size bankroll, I do first down.
I thought you were saying, with someone who has a gambling problem, I do.
I do have a gambling problem. 1-800-GAMBLER. I have not had to call that hotline yet. My therapist says that it's actually that is a good thing. Like she's like, it's your outlet. No, for real. Like she's like, it's your outlet. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, like I'm technically not an addict because like I can control when I can start and go.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Just so you guys know, 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. But no, with that being stated and with that being said. What was the question? I went way too into the comedy. Do I ever? Yes, I do those, but I'll only throw small amounts. Like I'm not throwing.
You're not doing like a.
I'm not doing $5 on a first down. Like if it's like if I'll take the very small return on investments. Like I'll do 5 on like a 3 to 8 leg parlay. Like that's where like I'm doing like 5. That's where like I'm doing 10. That's where I'm doing 20.
Yep.
Parlays I'm not playing up in like the 20s and above. 20s and above are all my singles. And yeah, that's kind of how I manage my bankroll. 20s and above are all singles. Anything 20 and below, I feel confident to put in a parlay and I don't care about losing it. It's all about you and how you manage it, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
Bankroll management is so important. Like that should be an episode within itself.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing some of those after football season kind of dies down. We're going to talk about like even like leveraging your account.
Dude, that should be an episode that should be dropped every quarter, like once every 3 months.
It's important stuff, and it's there are ways so that when you lose, you don't lose huge, and when you win huge. Like you can limit your losses.
All my Rumboyz premium subscribers, like if you guys come and watch this show, because I'm going to promote this show to you guys. If you guys come and watch the show, you guys already know what I'm talking about. All my premium subscribers already know. Like bankroll management, we teach that shit very heavy, very heavy.
It's good stuff.
Hit up these two so you can learn a little bit. All right.
Absolutely.
Eric, I know you've got some college football plays for us. Why don't you take us to Albuquerque? Why don't you take us on a journey?
I got one. So for anyone that doesn't know, I think I've mentioned I actually live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Do we have sports here? Absolutely not. However, there is one football rivalry here that this state actually cares about, and it is New Mexico State. That is Albuquerque versus Las Cruces. Who has the better green chili? The answer is Las Cruces. Las Cruces is a cool. I live in Albuquerque, guys. Albuquerque sucks.
We lost Robbie. Robbie.
I hate you. Hey,
yeah.
me and Eric are gonna slap box on my stream. Okay.
Let's go.
I'm kidding, guys. I love Eric.
So,
He's a good dude.
I got UNM taking this. I got a couple reasons for this. UNM's quarterback has shown it. You can throw out the Texas A&M game. Look, you're gonna go put UNM against an SEC level defense like Texas A&M, and you can throw that game away. Come back, bring the quarterback in. The man threw for 4 touchdowns, 236 yards, 1 interception last week. Super efficient game for a college quarterback. NMSU has not looked like the team we thought they were going to be. Their coach is going out getting tattoos on his arms about 6 wins or whatever he was doing. There was actually that athletic department is in shambles, and no one's talking about it. Probably because it's Las Cruces, New Mexico. I get it. But there was a lot of hype for this small NMSU team, and they just got absolutely steamrolled by UMass, and they got absolutely steamrolled by Liberty, and their quarterback doesn't look that good. So this game's in Albuquerque. I'm taking the better quarterback with the home stadium. That this is the one game that people actually show up to. I went to the New Mexico Bowl this last year. It was SMU BYU. I thought some fans would show up. None. Just 0 fans. Just 0 fans. This is the one game I see people actually care about and show up to. So it will be an atmosphere as much as there can be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I think you can take this up to a field goal pretty easily. And I just like New Mexico on this. If we want to get into all the details, we'll talk on a longer show. Guys, there is a New Mexico State basketball player came up and shot a UNM student last year. After this football game happened, there is some crazy stuff. They're just other motivation.
My homie hit the motherfuckers die every day, B. Yo, if you've never seen Paid in Full, you will not get that line.
What's the name of this rivalry?
Dude, I don't even
Isn't
know.
it the battle for I-25?
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, they took that shit seriously. They took that shit seriously.
They do take it serious. They take it serious as hell.
They burn the effigy of Pistol Pete. UNM burns this giant Burning Man style effigy of Pistol Pete on their campus for this game.
It's wild. For those of us that live in Colorado between New Mexico and kind of in this region Arizona, Utah-ish. The 4 corners, we get it.
Yeah, that's right.
I ain't even from here. I'm a transplant, and I get it. I'm yo, I'm gonna just stay. I'm not traveling to New Mexico during this game.
Yeah, no, and this is we're pretty big degenerates, Robbie. This is the second week we are betting against New Mexico State. So we were on Liberty last week. That
y'all are degenerates.
So
I bet we got some fantasy football stream constantly daily. I make picks on air. I will live bet in the middle of a game in front of my whole stream.
And that's exactly what you should be doing. That's the content people need.
Speaking of live betting, actually, I can take it. And speaking of the real battle of I-25, because all these schools are on I-25, we're going to go with. I want to take us to Robbie's has a pick for us for Colorado State, because I was live betting at the CU Nebraska game last week, and I made $500 sitting in my seat, just refreshing, pounding CU to continue to just stomp on Nebraska. And it was the best part of my weekend. They upgraded all the Wi-Fi in Folsom Field. So I was just sitting there live betting the whole time. And it was awesome. But
I need to
probably not going to, as someone who's going to attend this game, I'm coming up. We're going to do a big tailgate this week. As someone who's going to this game, I'm probably not going to bet it. It's a big number, but that's only because I'm I don't think Colorado State has a chance of winning.
Wait, you're going? Wait, you're going?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I got my season tickets. I'm there every week.
I don't have a ticket, but I want to meet. I'll meet up with you for the tailgate.
Yeah, you are welcome to the tailgate. We'll have
for real. I'll DM you. I'm not kidding. I'll DM you.
We'll absolutely. I just invited Stefan, and we're gonna have a tent on Benson Field, and I think we get up to 30 people. And
done. It's done. Okay. No, I'll see you. I'll see you Saturday. I'll see you Saturday because I have to be down there anyways for the Denver game for the Broncos Commanders. Yeah. So no. Yeah.
Here we are, wheeling and dealing on the air.
Now I want you two to tell me, specifically Robbie, why CU is going to win by 22 points.
Bro, I have 23.5 right now.
Oh, I thought I thought 22, but maybe it is. I'm gonna update.
Did you what book are you on? What book are you on?
It was on DraftKings, but it was like a few hours.
You're on DK.
I'll check it.
I'm on DK right now. I'm on DK right now, and I'm getting 23.5. I'll probably buy this line on like Caesars, like honestly, because Caesars will usually like throw me a bone. If Caesars doesn't throw me the bone, then I'm just keeping my loyalty with DK. I don't know if the show is sponsored by any books. I'm sorry. Cool. I'm gonna shout out fucking everyone. I don't care. I will shout all day. First off, you guys should be shopping these odds, especially for a game this big. Shop for this game. Don't fuck around with the fuck arounds. Shop the odds. I'm getting 23.5. To me, that seems but I don't really care. The money line's not worth taking, so you have to go the spread. You're forced into this betting the spread. I love this bet parlaying with other bets because I feel like this is a lock, and I know that's a bad term to say in the betting world, but fuck, like I dare you to convince me this isn't a lock. I dare you to find a way to convince me that Colorado State do anything.
Colorado State has looked terrible all year. CU continues to dominate week after week. I don't understand. I mean, I understand why you have to set the number. The number last week was ridiculous, and that's why we told everyone to bet CU. Bet CU. This number still isn't enough. This number should be CU's offense until people can slow it down. They should be getting the same type of respect Ohio State gets. Ohio State hasn't been blowing people away.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'll be the person to say it because I can. You have a bunch of FBS, HBCU kids that got brought up to a team that traditionally is not used to seeing this. I'm gonna let you know, ladies and gentlemen, football is football. Yep. I'm sorry to break your hearts.
Yep.
When you are good, you are good. When you got that dog in you, you got that dog in you. I don't care where you came from. I played on football teams where I've had a starting quarterback pass me the ball that was from the projects. I'm from there. Like I get it. But I've also had, the suburban kid, mommy, dad. A football team's a football team. At the end of the day, you cannot take the dog out of somebody. And when you bring up people to a bigger opportunity that haven't had much and haven't had a whole lot, what the hell do you expect is going to happen? Yeah, they're going to show up and show out.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think too,
Absolutely.
like
it's their fault for not believing. It's their fault for not believing. It's their fault for not believing.
And Dion is on a mission to prove everyone wrong, and he knows the best recruiting he can do is by destroying everyone in his path and being on SportsCenter every single day. And he's doing
college game day, big noon kickoff for the third week in a row. Like insane. I've never seen this as a college football fan.
Bro,
going through places like this. It's insane.
I'm a marketing guy. Like that's what my degree was in back in college. Yep. Like obviously I'm way past those days. Like that's what I do now. Like, for many different, different podcasts and such. I've never seen this in marketing. This is old school 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Open up the trunk. Remember back in the day with hip hop, like open up the trunk and something. Yeah, this is that. You can't convince me as a marketing guy otherwise. Dion is him. And I'm sorry, if you can't keep up with what's going to happen in this new NIL culture, you're going to get left behind. Colorado's ranked 18th. They surpassed Wisconsin, who shit on all of us last week, who did not look like a 19th team. Colorado looks like they're going to keep crawling these ranks. We're until Colorado's run dead, we're going to keep betting it.
Yeah, we're following. We're tailing this until they tell us not to. But I don't care. Like, people in the industry keep telling me I'm wrong. They're like, they're not explosive enough. They're not this. Look at the numbers. Look at the metrics. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to continue making money on them.
But here's a difference factor for us, like just like, because we're all in the industry together. I watch film. You're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me. You can show me box scores and point spreads. I watch film. You're not going to convince me otherwise.
Yep.
All right. The best I can find this number is at -23. So that's what our official play is going to be. And that is, in fact, on Caesars. BetMGM is also, BetMGM is also 23.5. So I looked around, shopped it a little bit. That's the best one we can find. I've got a kind of a gross one for you guys, if you will indulge me. I
have very little to say about this one, just so you know, Stefan, but I love it at the same time. So just hit us with it.
So Nate is playing Memphis this Thursday, and Robbie's losing it already. But
because it sucks that I have to even do this.
So last year these two teams played, and Memphis won 37-13 on the road. Navy has a new coach, Newberry, and Newberry wants to bring a more passing philosophy. The problem with that is these guys have been playing together for a long time, and they've been playing that option style, and they are not equipped to pass. Navy, we saw them all struggle against Notre Dame, but they've struggled all year. Meanwhile, Memphis has been on an absolute tear. They destroyed the team that we've been fading all year, Arkansas State. They only scored 3 points against this Memphis team. So Memphis's defense is up for it at home. I don't think this will be much of a problem. Memphis is a good team. Navy, no one really kind of realizes just how bad they are yet. They're not ready for this new style of offense. So Memphis -14.5 at -105 feels great. This did start at -12, so I'm hoping maybe it gets bought back and maybe we can get just a straight -14 on this. But before the line keeps moving, I want to lock it in at 14.5.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You go ahead, Robbie.
Like this one's so hard because like it's like a military veteran. Shout out all my Air Force veterans out there.
This week,
I love Air Force. I got Air Force winning the Mountain West. It's different. It's not the same team.
Exactly. Air Force has gotten better. I'm gonna be honest. Like the athletes ain't going to Navy. Navy has athletes, but like the athletes, like the 5-star recruits and such, like aren't going to Navy. No. Even like just looking at the military within a scope, your dogs are really going to be between like Air Force and Army. Air Force and Army are really what's battling it out. The Navy Army game only kind of has like prowess just because of like the tradition behind it. Really, that shouldn't even be the game anymore. When we talk about military tradition, when Air Force is -340, Army is I just scrolled past it. Let me just double. Army's +270. Obviously, Navy. I mean, you're probably used to this anyways. You're about to get your backs blown out.
We're about to get some real Navy hate. Like the Navy.
And I ain't talking. Look, listen, I'm a veteran, so I'm gonna talk my shit right now. I'm gonna talk my shit right now. Navy, y'all about to get your backs blown out, and I ain't talking about 6 months away at sea blown out. Okay. The seamen, about to see a lot of men just beating shit out of them for real. -625, a 14.5 spread. I'm sorry, Navy, you're done. Like you're done. And it's gonna be a long time probably before you can catch up with Army and Air Force. Air Force is really starting to take off. Like they're really starting to take off.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, man. Like trying to institute a passing attack at a service academy is the craziest thing to me.
And really quick from a betting standpoint, betting against military institutes always a flip-floppy choice because you don't know if because like these are military dudes that you are playing against. They are all trying to be officers. All they do is work out every day.
They don't quit.
Disciplined.
And they don't
very
quit.
disciplined.
Yeah, very disciplined. Yeah. So it is a tough bet, but an upset ain't happening this one. You're not beating that option for Memphis.
No. All right. What else do we got here?
I think that's it. I think all right, this is part of the show that we give a real quick recap. We try to make this like a real quick list off our picks, and then we sign off. So
make it a TikTok. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. If y'all have anything else to say, speak now, or otherwise I'm gonna have everyone go through their picks here.
Let's do it.
Feel good? All right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. This is the part of the show where we recap, and we are going to give you our picks early on in this week. I'll go ahead and kick us off. My one pick that I'm just giving you today is the Battle of the I-25 corridor, as Stefan reminded me. New Mexico -1 versus NMSU. I would take that all the way to a field goal. Stefan, what about you? What do you got for us?
Yeah, I'm going to stick in college for Thursday night. I'm on the Navy-Memphis game. I want Memphis -14.5. And then over in the NFL, we've got the Commanders coming here to Denver, but I want the Commanders. They got 3 and a hook at -115. So give me those Commanders to get it done on the road. Robbie, what are your plays for the week?
I am taking the Commanders money line at a +145. The money line just seems too juicy to resist. Short, simple, sweet. It speaks for itself.
All right.
Sweet.
And then you're also wanting us to eye that Jahan Dotson anytime touchdown. We don't have a number on that yet, but that's something that you're going to want to be looking out for, as Robbie let us know that is one of his favorite plays of the upcoming slate.
I'll hit it later in the week. I'll bring up the number up later in the week, but yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. I think it's great for people to be thinking about right now. Thanks, everyone, so much. Robbie, thanks so much for joining us first time. Really appreciate it. We'll definitely connect here this next week. And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X, and also anywhere you get your podcasts. We will see everyone later. Let's go make some money.
Bye. Can't wait to be on tomorrow night.